Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 20th of Jan 2025 and President Donald Trump, guys, he will be sworn in as the 47th President of the United States of America, and what he did yesterday is he went in and launched his official Memecoin, and guess what, guys? His Memecoin is right now number second so far as the market cap of Memecoin is concerned. This is absolutely phenomenal news, isn't it? And even if you look at the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, guys, the prices have definitely been pumping up. And earlier this year, guys, I did actually mention three particular dates. The first one was the 15th of this month, and that was when the CPI numbers are out. The second one is today, that is the 20th of January, and we clearly know the impact of that. And the final date is the 29th of this particular month, guys, and that is when Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be making a decision whether to keep the interest rate, reduce the interest rate, or go ahead and increase the interest rate. So we'll definitely go ahead and look at that date as and when we get closer. Now look, guys, I'm a massive fan of President Donald Trump, but at the same time, I'm not content with this particular token. But nonetheless, guys, I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Because what happened is that this particular token was actually launched on the 18th of January, and that does actually coincide with my birth date as well. And there were 200 million Trump tokens that was launched on day one, and looks like there will be 1 billion tokens in total. That, to be honest, is definitely a genius move, and this goes back to the whole notion of demand and supply, isn't it? Now look, guys, as of today, the market cap of the Trump meme coin is at a staggering $13 billion, and it has overtaken Shiba Inu, Bonk, as well as Memecoin as well. Definitely brilliant news, so we'll definitely go ahead and take a deep dive into this. Now look, guys, with President Donald Trump getting sworn in, one of the miners, what they have done, they've also got an edge this face on Bitcoin blockchain, and Mara, guys, which is completely different to MAGA. They are an American digital asset technology company, and they heavily focus on Bitcoin mining, and what they have done is, they have gone in and put President Donald Trump's face on Bitcoin blockchain, and they actually mined it on the Bitcoin blockchain, so we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news. Now regarding the portrait of Donald Trump, guys, it does actually appear on block number 879,613, and in the show notes below, guys, I've gone in and put out the official link, and you can check it yourself as well. Definitely a genius move in my honest opinion. Now look, guys, with President Donald Trump getting ready to sworn in, today's episode I have quite a lot of news regarding Bitcoin, and last week, guys, I talked about 6 states. Almost all of them were Republican, and they were working on Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. And there is a really interesting update to this, guys, and 2 more states, that is Wyoming and Massachusetts, looks like they are working on something similar, so I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, guys, and along with these states, guys, even the Texas Senator has introduced a bill, and that particular bill is called a 778 or SB 778, and it is known as Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act. So I'll go ahead and discuss what would happen if that particular act is passed. Now look, guys, things are definitely looking good so far as 2025 is concerned. Now the final news, guys, I'm going to be talking about is kind of indirectly connected to Dubai and Komino Holdings, guys. They have raised $75 million in Bitcoin, and guess what, guys? They have raised this funds on Blockstream, and looks like they want to expand globally, and they also want to establish a Bitcoin treasury as well. So in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what this news is all about. Now because Blockstream is getting involved, guys, here's the interesting thing to remember. This particular investment of $75 million leverages Bitcoin's liquid network, and they will be using this for faster settlements. Now at this point of time, guys, you would have heard about Lightning Network, isn't it? Now along with Lightning Network, guys, there's something called as Liquid Network as well. Now what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, in my new project called as Bitcoin DXB, I'll go ahead and explain what Lightning Network is, and I'll go ahead and explain what Liquid Network is, and what I want to do in the Bitcoin DXB platform. I want to go ahead and explain these concepts at a beginner level, advanced level, as well as technical level. And on Tuesday, guys, I'll be going live as well, and I'll try to explain Bitcoin at a very basic level, and there will be different chapters regarding this. Now if you do want to get involved in this, guys, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode, and like we do in every Crypto and Coffee Date series, we will be looking at 2 news from Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East. Now both the news, guys, are connected to artificial intelligence, and the first news, guys, is regarding KKR and company, and they are investing $5 billion in Dubai's Gulf Data Hub, and this is because Dubai is launching Universal Blueprint for Artificial Intelligence Leadership. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, the second news, guys, is from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi, and globally, a healthcare academy in Abu Dhabi. They are announcing a skills of 3,750 healthcare professionals. So I'll go ahead and give out more information regarding this. And look, so far as artificial intelligence is concerned, I definitely do feel it is a brilliant use case merging with healthcare. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 P's. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, hey guys, look, there are a few things that I'm really passionate about in life. The first one is death metal, second is Bitcoin, the third one is ice cold beer, and since the last decade I'm passionate about obstacle course racing, and Spartan Race, they are the pinnacle of obstacle course racing. Now here's the thing, guys, Spartan Race is starting a new chapter in the Middle East, and what better way to start it by having the first ever Spartan trifecta in Dubai. So Spartan Race in the Middle East is doing it really big, and they are organizing 3 events taking place between the 25th and 26th of this month, and they're doing it at the most iconic location, that is Dubai Parks and Resorts. So look, guys, if you're into running, if you want to challenge yourself, and if you're into adventure, you definitely need to check out Spartan Race Middle East, and Spartan Race is what you need to sign up for. Now I'm a brand ambassador for Spartan Race, guys, and I have a 20% discount code just for you. And the code for that is George20, and the link to that is in the show notes below as well. Now look, guys, I'm addicted to Spartan Race, and I do have a second podcast called as the Race Space Podcast, where I've interviewed athletes, world champions, and race directors. So please feel free to go and check out my second podcast. And also, guys, go to YouTube and look at Spartan Race, and you have a chance to be part of history, because this is the first ever trifecta in Dubai. So when you talk about trifecta, guys, essentially there are 3 events. One of them is called a sprint, which is essentially 5 kilometers with 20 obstacles. The second one is super, which has 10 kilometers and 25 obstacles. And the third one is called a speed, which is 20 kilometers of running and 30 obstacles. So look, guys, if you want to overcome your obstacles, want to go out and challenge yourself, sign up for Spartan Race in the Middle East, and the discount code is George20, and the link to that is in the show notes below. So see you guys at the event. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Space Podcast. So check out the Race Space Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Space Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs, and these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform, check out the Race Pace podcast across all leading platforms. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now, guys, since you're taking care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, since the last 72 hours, guys, the numbers are looking absolutely wild and crazy. Particularly if you look at the numbers of Radium, guys, these numbers are completely off the chart, and it is only because of President Donald Trump's Memecoin. And to be honest, guys, the numbers of Radium has definitely broken all records. And breaking all records is always associated with President Donald Trump, isn't it? Now, just to give you a heads up, guys, Radium's 24-hour trading volume is at a staggering $11.69 billion. So we'll definitely take a deep dive into this. But let's quickly run to the global cryptocurrency snapshot. Now, the global cryptocurrency market right now is at $3.68 trillion. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 1.54%. But check this out, guys. The total cryptocurrency market volume is at a staggering $242.91 billion. These are numbers that we've never seen before, guys. And it is only because of President Donald Trump has taken a positive stance, and because he's going to be sworn in as the 47th President of America, isn't it? And if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume since the last 24 hours, it is actually up by 22.74%. Now let's quickly run to the volume of decentralized finance, because right now it is at $13.88 billion. But unfortunately, guys, DeFi is only accounting for 5.71% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And if you look at the total value locked, it is only at $127.51 billion. Now, if you look at the dominance of the total value locked, Lido is still dominating with $32.63 billion. But check out this next metric, guys. The decentralized to centralized exchange, probably for the very first time, has crossed the 60% mark, and today it is at 64.38%. What this essentially means, guys, so far centralized and decentralized exchange is concerned, since the last 24 hours, decentralized exchange is accounting for 64.38%. This, to be honest, is definitely something which you've never seen before, isn't it? Definitely really off the chart numbers. And this data does make a lot of sense, because if you look at the 24-hour volume of decentralized exchanges, guys, the numbers have shattered all records. Radium is number 1 today, and its 24-hour volume is $11.69 billion. And the reason for that is pretty simple, guys. President Donald Trump has chosen Solana to go ahead and launch the new Memecoin, and Radium is a decentralized exchange that is only working on Solana blockchain. Absolutely crazy numbers, to be completely honest. Now, the number second, guys, for the very first time is not Uniswap. Today it is a DEX called Zorka, and its 24-hour volume is $7.64 billion. Uniswap is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $4.02 billion. Lifinity, guys, is at number 4th, and its 24-hour volume is $3.09 billion. Now, the number 5th, guys, is PancakeSwap, but for the very first time, even the 5th decentralized exchange's volume is about the $3 billion mark, and today it is at $3.07 billion. Now, look, guys, whether you're a fan of President Donald Trump or not, You do have to admit that these numbers are something that we've never seen before. Absolutely crazy and wild numbers. And if you look at the volume of stable coins, guys, today it is at $189.20 billion, and stable coins as of today is accounting for 91.33% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And out of this $189.20 billion, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $120.54 billion, whereas Circle USDC on the other hand is at $20.81 billion, and FDUSD is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $10.80 billion. Now here's the interesting to remember, guys. Since the last 72 hours, only the volume of decentralized exchanges and the volume of stablecoins has increased, but if you look at the market cap and the price of Bitcoin, that is definitely pumped up. But in comparison to the volume of decentralized exchanges, the pump is relatively less. Now granted, guys, the price of Bitcoin is definitely crossed the $100,000 mark, but if you actually compare it with the volume of stablecoins and decentralized exchanges, ideally speaking, the price of Bitcoin should have crossed the $120,000 mark. But who's to say, guys? Maybe later on in the day when President Donald Trump goes live, the prices of Bitcoin might actually cross the $120,000 mark. But look, guys, depends on what narrative the mainstream media puts out. If they go and put out fake news and misleading information when President Donald Trump is sworn in, I'm pretty much sure that is going to negatively impact the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. So the big question is, are we heading towards the end of mainstream media? I definitely am aiming for that, because this gives average individual people like you and me to go ahead and put out your own voices, and podcasting is definitely one of these platforms, isn't it? Now let's talk about the market cap, guys, because Bitcoin's market cap has crossed the $2 trillion mark once again, and right now it is at $2.09 trillion, whereas Ethereum's market cap is at $411 billion. Now if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, today it is at $57.45 billion, whereas Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $45.52 billion. Now it's really important to understand, guys, that I'm looking at these numbers in the early hours of Dubai, and technically it is still Sunday in most of the Western countries, particularly in the United States of America, and as in when President Donald Trump gets sworn in, these numbers are drastically going to change once again. Now if you look at the dominance of Bitcoin, guys, today it is at 56.81%, whereas Ethereum's dominance hasn't changed much, and today it is at 11.20%. So since the last 72 hours, guys, the volume of decentralized exchanges have increased, the volume of stablecoins has increased, and looks like a lot of investments are actually going into meme coins. So what I want to do next, guys, is I want to look at the market cap of the top meme coins, and it is no surprise, guys. We have President Donald Trump's meme coin in the top 5, and not only is it on top 5, guys, it has overtaken Shiba Inu, it has overtaken Pepe as well as Boncoin as well. Now the number one so far as the market cap of meme coins is concerned, it is still Dogecoin, and its market cap is $58.59 billion, whereas President Trump's official Trump token is at $13.30 billion, and Shiba Inu, guys, its market cap is $12.93 billion. Now Shiba Inu, guys, right now is at number 3rd, but I wouldn't be surprised over the next coming days it might actually overtake the Trump meme coin, because right now it is just a matter of hype, isn't it? And as and when the hype dies down, I'm pretty much sure the tokens will be affected as well. Now regarding Shiba Inu, guys, its market cap is at $12.93 billion, and at number 4th is Memecoin, and its market cap is at $7.53 billion. At number 5th is Bonk, and its market cap is below the $3 billion mark. It is at $2.96 billion. Now before I go ahead and give out more information regarding the Trump meme coin, let's go ahead and look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, because the price of Bitcoin right now is at $106,000, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 1.69%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 12.02%. Ethereum, guys, right now is at $3,419, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 4.19%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 4.14%. XRP or Ripple, guys, is definitely looking good, and right now the price of XRP is $3.22, and since the last 24 hours it is up by 0.71%, and since the last 7 days it is up by 26.70%. Now look, guys, there is a very high possibility over the next coming hours there will be a lot of fluctuations going on, cause look, guys, whenever there is a massive event, these are the times when notorious traders as well as whales, they want to go ahead and manipulate the market, isn't it? So look, the cryptocurrency world is absolutely wild, and I wouldn't be surprised as in when we get closer to the ceremony time, these tokens might be pumping down as well. And these are some of the dangers of the cryptocurrency world, isn't it? But that thing being said, guys, President Donald Trump is definitely set out to make history, and he did actually launch his Memecoin, and the official news can be found via his social media platform via Twitter or X, and the official news is in the show notes below. And in that tweet, guys, there is an official link where you can actually go ahead and buy this token. Now, unfortunately, guys, there is an app that we need to go ahead and download, and I tried downloading it, but looks like that particular app is not available in this region. Now, regarding the Trump token, guys, there are 200 million Trump tokens that will be available on day 1, and eventually it will grow to 1 billion Trump tokens, and this will be done over a period of 3 years. This, to be honest, is such a genius move, isn't it? Now, here's the interesting to remember, guys. Each group's allocation are released on their own schedule over 3 years, so what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, in the show notes below, there is an official link. Go through that particular link, and the official website to go ahead and get the token is gettrumpmemes.com. And if you actually go through the website, guys, it does actually give you the contract address, and this particular contract, guys, is actually built on Solana blockchain. And on the website, guys, it clearly states that Trump memes are intended to function as an expression of support for and engagement with the ideas and beliefs embodied by the symbol that is Trump token and the associated artwork. And they have clearly said that these Trump tokens are not intended to be or to be the subject of investment opportunity, investment contract, or security of any type. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to this particular website, because it looks like they're definitely taking the legal route. And regarding this launch, guys, the official launch of Trump Memecoin has shattered all records, and not only the Trump token, guys, even Solana or Sol has reached a new all-time high as well. And these tokens, guys, were promptly listed on major exchanges like Bybit, BitGet, as well as KuCoin. Really, I'm not sure if it is available on local exchanges in United Arab Emirates. But look, President Donald Trump has great relationship with United Arab Emirates, so I'm really curious to check if exchanges in Dubai, that is BitOasis, Crypto.com, or even Binance has them. Now, regarding this token, guys, with an initial circulation of 200 million tokens, and a total supply capped at 1 billion. 80% of the supply is controlled by the issuer, and so far as the Memecoin is concerned, right now it is number 2nd so far as all Memecoins is concerned, and its market cap right now is at $13 billion. So this, to be honest, guys, is definitely positive news if you're a massive fan of President Donald Trump. But look, guys, me personally, I'm not too content with this particular Memecoin, because it looks like it is definitely not following the ethos of open blockchain. But that being said, guys, President Donald Trump is now the reason why the prices are bumping up as well, and looks like one of the biggest miners in the United States of America, that is Mara, they have decided to edge his face in Bitcoin blockchain. And what Mara did, guys, they mined Trump 47 in a block, and they put a portrait of President Donald Trump on Bitcoin blockchain, and this was done ahead of his return to White House. Now here's the interesting to remember, guys. The portrait of President Donald Trump appears on block number 879,613, and in the show notes below, guys, if you click on it, you can actually see his name etched in Bitcoin blockchain. Now regarding Mara, guys, they are a company that trades on Nasdaq. Now the reason why they did that is because they wanted to embed the Bill of Rights, and they also embedded the Bill of Rights and Constitution in the block as well. Definitely a genius move in my honest opinion. Now if you're an American, guys, you definitely need to be proud of these things, isn't it? Definitely brilliant and positive news. Now these are not the only positive news, guys, because last week in my Blockchain DXB podcast, I did talk about 6 states that were purely Republican states, and they were working on making Bitcoin strategic reserve. Now there's an interesting update to that, guys. Wyoming as well as Massachusetts, they are drafting legislation to establish Bitcoin reserve, and they are joining nearly 20% of US states considering similar measures. Now regarding Wyoming's proposal, guys, it is slightly different and it does have limitations, because the proposal limits investment to 3% of state funds, and that is exclusively in Bitcoin only. And so far as Massachusetts bill is concerned, guys, it is actually led by Senator Peter Durant, who needless to say is a Republican once again, and this particular bill allows up to 10% of its rainy day fund in Bitcoin or other digital assets. Now these initiatives, guys, is all introduced by Republicans, and that is after President Donald Trump's pro-Bitcoin stance, isn't it? So look, guys, this is definitely a genius move if you're a Bitcoin maximalist or even advocate of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now along with that, guys, even Coinbase CEO, that is Brian Armstrong, as well as President Donald Trump, has called for a federal Bitcoin reserve, and Coinbase is emphasizing its importance to national security and the digital economy. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, in the show notes below, there is an official blog by Coinbase. Please feel free to go and check it out. Now look guys, I'm pretty much sure because Coinbase has done it, I wouldn't be surprised if Binance as well as other cryptocurrency exchanges do a similar thing, but they will be doing it in different countries. So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, if you're someone, let's say, who is not from the United States of America, you still may want to go ahead and read through it, and then you may want to go ahead and implement something similar in your regional countries. Now, along with Wyoming and Massachusetts, guys, even Texas senators introduced a Senate bill called 778, and this is known as the Texas Strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act, and looks like the state of Texas wants to establish a state-managed Bitcoin reserve. And here's the interesting thing, guys. If this particular act is passed and signed into law, it would make Texas the first state in the nation to establish a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So definitely interesting news. Regarding this bill, that is Senate Bill 778 or SB 778, the bill outlines measures for the secure management of Bitcoin state treasury, which will be administered by Texas Comptroller. And the bill also has provision including the use of cold storage for secure custody, regular audits and policies ensuring transparency, as well as best practices in digital asset management, and residents and organizations would be allowed to donate Bitcoin to the reserve, with acknowledgement certificates available for contributors. And more importantly, this legislation highlights Bitcoin's potential to hedge against inflation, and it will strengthen financial resilience and foster innovation in digital finance space. So definitely interesting news. And look guys, I wouldn't be surprised if other states in other parts of the world, they would do something similar as well. And look guys, if these laws get passed, I'm pretty much sure it will directly impact the price of Bitcoin. And who's to say guys, the price of Bitcoin might even cross the $250,000 mark with President Donald Trump. But look guys, all price predictions are 100% right, 50% of the time. The only thing I can say is guys, keep an eye on the next day, that is the 29th of this month, and that news will directly and indirectly be impacting the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now let's talk about the final news for today, and this is to do with Komaino Holdings. Now Komaino Holdings guys is a regulated cryptocurrency custodian, and they are backed by Nomura's Laser Digital, and they have raised $75 million in Bitcoin from Blockstream Capital Partners, and they will use it to drive global expansion, integrate advanced crypto technologies, and they will also establish a Bitcoin treasury for risk management and yield enhancement as well. And this particular investment guys, which is still pending regulatory approval at this point of time, includes incorporating Blockstream's liquid network for faster settlement and automation via asset management platform or AMP technology. Now regarding Bitcoin guys, there are different ways you can go and make transactions. The first one is you show your QR code, you go and send Bitcoin. The next one is Lightning Network, and there is Liquid Network as well. And essentially guys, at a very basic level in Liquid Network, you can also go and issue security token offerings as well. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode guys, in the new platform that is Bitcoin DXB, there will be a beginner level session on Liquid Network, as well as Lightning Network, an advanced level session, and technical level session as well. And tomorrow, that is Tuesday, I'll be going live via LinkedIn, and I'll go ahead and start a series of chapters explaining what Bitcoin is, and this is catered to someone who's completely new in the Bitcoin space or does not have absolutely any information regarding Bitcoin. So in tomorrow's session via LinkedIn guys, I'll go ahead and discuss what is the definition of Bitcoin, what is the problem Satoshi Nakamoto solved, and what are the pillars of open blockchain, and some basic level information. Now if you do want to collaborate on this guys, or do want to go ahead and sponsor this session, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now going back to the news regarding Komaino Holdings guys, this particular funding will enable Komaino to expand into key markets like Singapore, Japan, the United States of America and Switzerland as well, while at the same time enhancing its Komaino Connect solutions to reduce transaction times. And this particular partnership guys is further solidified by the addition of Blockstream executives, which includes CEO Adam Back, who I very strongly feel is Satoshi Nakamoto, and he will be joining as Komaino's board. Additionally, Komaino recently announced plans to acquire Singapore-based Propine Holdings, and they're doing that to strengthen their presence in Asia and apply for a major payment institution license from Monetary Authority of Singapore. And this particular news guys marks the first CSB funding round, which is raised entirely in Bitcoin, and this highlights an emerging trend among crypto-focused firms. Now look guys, news such as this does give an indication that the world is slightly edging towards hyper-Bitcoinization, isn't it? So definitely positive news in my honest opinion. So these were the news guys from the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, and both the news guys are connected to artificial intelligence. And the first news is regarding KKR and company, and they are investing $5 billion in Dubai Gulf Data Hub. And this is because Dubai as a city is launching universal blueprint for artificial intelligence leadership. So let me go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Because recently Dubai launched the universal blueprint for artificial intelligence in April 2024. And that is because Dubai wants to accelerate AI adoption and innovation. And this particular blueprint, guys, aims to position Dubai as a global leader in emerging technology. And so far as Gulf Data Hub is concerned, it was founded over a decade ago in 2012, and they will expand data center capacity in United Arab Emirates and Middle East. And right now there's a lot of demand for data infrastructure, isn't it? An increasing reliance on cloud computing and big data analytics, guys, has definitely driven demand for robust and scalable data centers. And the UAE government fosters technology innovation with policies emphasizing data sovereignty, security and sustainability. And Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed has highlighted the historic nature of KKR investment on his LinkedIn profile as well. And he did emphasize Dubai's commitment to advancing digital capabilities and driving AI innovation. And KKR's investment, guys, is the first of this magnitude in the Middle East data center sector. Now look, Dubai aims to attract more global partners to bolster digital asset and AI infrastructure. And I very strongly feel, guys, that investment like these are pivotal for developing scalable and sustainable digital economies in it. Now, if you look at the economic impact, guys, I very strongly feel the initiative supports Dubai's goal to strengthen its economy through advanced technology adoption, and this particular investment by KKR and Co. aligns with Dubai's broader goals of becoming a global tech leader, and UAE policies promote sustainable practices in tech and data infrastructure development, and Gulf Data Hub, guys, continues to lead technology innovation in the region since founding in 2012, and Dubai's leadership under Sheikh Hamdan prioritizes innovation and technological advancement. And Sheikh Hamdan, guys, has concluded with a really nice tagline, and the tagline actually states, Dubai is the future and the future is Dubai. Definitely brilliant tagline in my honest opinion. Now the next news, guys, is also connected to artificial intelligence, but this is from the Emirate of Abu Dhabi. And Global AI Healthcare Academy in Abu Dhabi, they are enhancing AI skills of 3,750 healthcare professionals. Now regarding AI merging with healthcare, guys, I do think it is one of the brilliant use cases. So let me go ahead and share more information regarding this, because since its launch, the Academy has trained 3,750 healthcare professionals in Abu Dhabi, and the training program by Global AI Healthcare Academy enhances AI proficiency and upskill professionals in cutting-edge technologies, and this was established by the Department of Health in Abu Dhabi, and this was done during Abu Dhabi Global Healthcare Week in May of 2024. And if you talk about collaborations, guys, this was developed in partnership with Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence, and so far as the strategic goal is concerned, it strengthens Abu Dhabi's position as a global leader in healthcare and life sciences, and they're definitely focusing on AI-powered workforce, and they are preparing an AI-trained workforce to improve diagnostic and operational efficiency in healthcare. And what I like is that this is focusing on healthcare, and guys, the Global Healthcare AI Academy supports a data-driven and technology-enabled healthcare system for enhanced community health. The program also covers AI for radiology, cardiology, data analytics, and predictive techniques. And so far as the target audience is concerned, guys, training is designed for both senior executives and operational staff in the healthcare ecosystem. And the AI training aims to enhance diagnostic or personalized medical management as well. And the Academy keeps healthcare professionals updated on AI advancements in a rapidly evolving sector. Now look, guys, news such as this definitely puts Abu Dhabi in a leading global healthcare destination, isn't it? And regarding Mohammed bin Zayed University of Artificial Intelligence role, Sultan Al-Aji has highlighted the university's focus on AI research for personalized medicine and predictive diagnostics. And regarding the impact on patient care, guys, AI-driven insights seem to enhance patient outcome and health management. Now the Academy, guys, also fosters collaboration to secure funding and ensure sustainability. And the Global AI Healthcare Academy, guys, is integrating education with research to foster groundbreaking discoveries in AI healthcare. Now look, guys, news such as this definitely positions Abu Dhabi as a global leader in AI-powered healthcare innovation, isn't it? And it is definitely setting benchmark for healthcare excellence. Definitely brilliant news not just for Abu Dhabi and the Middle East, but also for the global healthcare and artificial intelligence sector. So these were the news, guys, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kickstart with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh on Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Juno who asks, do you think state Bitcoin reserve will boost Bitcoin adoption and price stability? Why or why not? This, to be honest, Juno, is such a really interesting question. Now, before I go ahead and talk about it, let me go ahead and put the record straight. President Donald Trump at the Bitcoin Nashville event, he only said that he's focusing on Bitcoin strategic reserve, and at that point of time he clearly said that the only thing he's going to do is whatever Bitcoin is held by the federal government, he's going to make sure that he's not going to go ahead and sell it. That's about all. But it looks like now people have made their own interpretation. They are claiming that President Donald Trump will be buying Bitcoin and he will be going ahead and putting that as a strategic reserve. That, to be honest, most likely will not happen, which is also fine. But at the same time, because the narrative is building up, there's a possibility he might amend his thought, and who's to say he might actually buy more Bitcoin and put it as a strategic reserve as well. Now, regarding your question, Juno, let me go ahead and answer if I think if state reserve will boost Bitcoin adoption and price stability. Now, firstly, let me go ahead and talk why Bitcoin reserve can significantly boost Bitcoin adoption, and it could potentially have price stability. Now, look, Juno, once Bitcoin reserve goes into play, it does give a legitimacy to Bitcoin, isn't it? And when states hold Bitcoin as a reserve asset, it does actually signal institutional confidence in Bitcoin's value and future. And this, to be honest, at a macro level, and even in the public's image, will actually encourage wider adoption among businesses, institutions, and retail investors as well. And over time, hopefully it reduces volatility, because look, states reserve typically imply long-term holding strategies, and a move such as this will actually reduce the supply of Bitcoin, and this can actually dampen extreme price fluctuation and create a more stable market. And one thing which I did actually mention earlier, if one of these acts do actually turn out to be laws, I'm pretty much sure the states in the United States of America will do that, and even other countries will be doing a similar thing as well. And Juno, as more governments adopt Bitcoin reserve, it will actually create a domino effect, and I very strongly feel it will encourage other nations to follow a similar pursuit. And could it be possible that Bitcoin does actually turn out to be a strategic hedge against inflation? Because look, by including Bitcoin in reserves, states can diversify their assets and they can protect against inflation and currency devaluation, which can further enhance Bitcoin's reputation as digital gold. And this, to be honest, will have a ripple effect, isn't it? And I'm pretty much sure once the state law is passed, other states will be doing something similar as well. But look, that thing being said, we are not living in an idealistic world, isn't it? So let me do one thing, Juno. Let me go and think of reasons as to why Bitcoin state reserve may not boost Bitcoin adoption and price stability. Because when you talk about Bitcoin, the price is always volatile, isn't it? And Bitcoin's inherent price volatility could actually pose a risk to some states as well. And if a significant price drop occurs, it could actually destabilize public trust in Bitcoin and discourage broader adoption. And also, Juno, while states adopting Bitcoin may legitimize it, most adoption right now is driven by individuals as well as businesses that are trillion-dollar and billion-dollar businesses, isn't it? Another thing I can think is Bitcoin reserve could actually lead to centralized holding as well, and concentrating large amount of Bitcoin in state reserves could actually reduce the circulating supply, and this would make the market more susceptible to manipulation. And the other thing I can think of is the regulatory risk, because look, right now President Donald Trump is pro-Bitcoin. What happens after 4 years? And if we do get a left-leaning administration, that particular government could be skeptical of Bitcoin, and they might impose stricter regulation and outright Bitcoin. So these are things you need to factor as well. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the future is, at least for the next 4 years. And I'm pretty much sure there'll definitely be domino effect, but at the same time it's really important to understand that the world is not perfect, and there are absolutely crazy and wild things that do actually take place in the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency world. But definitely interesting question, Juno. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything season Blockchain DXB. In case if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto with Coffee podcast, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and the Middle East, from the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and now artificial intelligence world as well. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye bye.